Welcome to another episode of Home Buying Made Easy. I am Michael and I have Rachel with me here as well. And we are going to dive right in to a topic that a lot of people don't know about and really need to understand more as it relates to mortgages. What are we talking about today?
We are going to talk about wholesale broker and wholesale rates versus retail broker retail rates.
Okay, well, I have to correct you just a little bit.
I messed it up.
Well, there's no really such thing as a retail broker,
Right,
retail banker, retail banker, or something like that. Maybe, but wholesale broker, a broker is a different definition.
Yeah.
So, why don't we start with those? The definition of wholesale, which is kind of like Costco. You go to Costco because you want wholesale prices. Of course, I mean, I have 12 kids, so we shop at Costco a lot just because of the amount of food that we have to go through. But wholesale gives you that they buy in bulk, so you get a cheaper price on the food and the stuff at Costco. Well, the same is true in the wholesale side. There's retail and there's wholesale in clothing, say, or food, where you can go get wholesale food at Costco, or you can go to your local grocery store. If you go to your local grocery store, the prices are usually higher because they're buying it here, but then they're marking it up to sell it here at the retail price. The same thing happens in mortgages, where you can find wholesalers that wholesale interest rates. They partner with lenders for wholesale rates, or you can go to a retail banker, or sometimes they're called a correspondent lender. Those usually they do get the same rates down here, but then they turn around and they mark them up to cover all of their operating costs and all the other costs that are associated with a retail operation. Does that kind of clarify the difference? I'll explain one more thing and then we can kind of move on. The difference between a retail loan officer and a wholesale broker, or a broker loan officer like myself, is we get to shop multiple lenders. When I say multiple, my company, we partner with over 150 different lenders for every kind of product you could think of. Everything from apartment buildings all the way down to a single family home, to a condo, to a condo on the beach in Hawaii, all the way to the big, tall commercial buildings in major cities. So there's different lenders for every single one of those things. I had a lender on Sunday call me, "Hey, do you do fix and flip loans?" Like, absolutely. We have lenders that will do fix and flip loans. What that means is this guy is going to buy a property, he's going to fix it up, and then he's going to flip it, he's going to sell it. And he goes into it to buy, to then make it update everything in the house, and then turns around and sells it. And he makes the difference in the amount of work that he did. So a lot of times investors will go and find those properties that need the TLC that nobody wants to do, and then they'll redo it. And we have a loan for that specifically. So as you can see, there's not just the conventional and the first-time home buyer and the FHA and the VA loan. There are hundreds and hundreds of different loan products, everything from bank statement only loans, that when you don't have a regular W-2 job, you can get a self-employment type loan, which is a bank statement loan. There's all over the place. So that's something that happens in the wholesale broker side that doesn't always happen on the retail side. It gives us a lot more freedom to kind of explore multiple options. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
What questions do you think would help you make a better educated decision?
Yeah. I'm wondering if the borrower experience on both sides changes at all, depending on if you're working with wholesale broker versus retail.
Really, the borrower experience comes down to how well the loan officer does. The loan officer and the loan officer's team really makes or breaks the customer service. That's what it comes down to. Ultimately, yes, there are lenders. Like we were working with a lender that this is many years ago, but we were working with a lender. They just could not get the loan closed. It took a long time. We don't use that lender anymore because that lender proved that they can't be trusted when you're under a time limit. I guess if you have 90 days and you're got all the time in the world, it might work at that lender. But for our purposes and, real estate and refinances and stuff, typically we need to get them done quicker than that. But customer service really comes down to that. There is one other additional benefit that a wholesale broker can have. Let's say you turn in all the documents, you get everything going in underwriting, and it's going well. And then all of a sudden, the underwriter at your company in retail, the underwriter in your company says, "Yeah, we just don't think it's going to work." They come back and for whatever reason, they didn't calculate income the way you did. And so when they calculated it, they got less income, and now their debt to income ratio, we'll talk about those kinds of things later. But now it's not working and they're not able to do the loan. Well, if you're at a retail operation, the loan's done. Like it's finished. There's nothing you can do. If you're a wholesale broker and this lender doesn't get it done, there may be another lender that will see it differently, that maybe they don't have the same calculation method, or maybe they're willing to be a little bit more lenient on some of the things like overtime and commission and things like that, because those seem to be the income sticklers when you have the weird income, not the regular W-2 income, but the extra stuff, the variable income like commission and overtime, that kind of stuff. So you can just flip it to a different lender.
Yeah. Did you ever work for a company that had retail rates?
Yes. Yeah. And when I worked for that particular company, it was amazing. The difference between the retail rates and what I was when I was working there and what we were allowed to do and how we were not competitive, because on the retail side, it's definitely higher. And the fees, there's more fees on the retail side too. Yeah. So we get into the wholesale side, I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was like, they get to save this much money.
Yeah.
And they don't have to pay as much in fees.
Right.
This is a slam dunk. We need to do this.
So that's what prompted you to switch to the wholesale, or were there other things?
There were some other things. I guess the flexibility of being able to use and pick from multiple lenders and not just, using one lender, one retail lender that it has higher rates. I mean, when you can shop around and get the best rate,
right,
and get lower fees, different lenders have different fee structures too. So
So talking to, let's say, a loan officer is listening to this and they are on the retail side, what would you say to them if they were listening to this right now?
I would probably say you're going to want to check out the wholesale side, because not only is it better for all of your clients, it's also better for you, because on the retail side, you're dealing with multiple levels of management, which is part of the problem of why the rates are higher, because you're dealing with regional managers, area managers, you're dealing with branch managers, you're dealing with a lot of different layers of management that have to get paid. And when they have to get paid, where does the money come from? The interest rate. Somebody's got to pay for it, and it comes straight from the interest rate. So that's what ends up jacking up those interest rates.
Yeah.
I'd say all you have to do, reach out. I'll be glad to walk you through some scenarios and show you how most likely you are not doing the best for your clients and probably not doing the best for yourself.
Yeah. That's all I have. That's all the questions that I had for today and what I wanted to cover.
All right. Well, if you have other questions about, wholesale versus retail, or you want to know more information about Edge Home Finance, and if you're a loan officer, feel free to reach out, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'll see you next time.